10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have ignition.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are once again out on the launch pad with yet another SKS Heavy flight, this time bringing up that engine plate adapter as well as some water purifiers for our yet-to-be-named heavy orbital construction project. So with our alignment with our target pretty good, we'll go ahead and slide right on off the pad and get this crew, the same crew, I should add. Diane Bowman yet again at the stick, Alan Elliott, our systems engineer, and Victoria Bell doing some science or something, probably. Yet again, I think this has got to be like their 5th or 6th shuttle flight in a row. I think they are now our most experienced SKS crew available. Boosters down and away, we went ahead and did the belly roll as we start pushing ourselves up to orbit and trying to avoid our tail stand, but it's going to be an inevitable thing. Again, we are pretty well under our cargo capacity, so I do expect to see some excess delta V left in this EFT as we start to make this final push towards orbit speed. Now about halfway there, we can kind of angle ourselves down a little bit and concern ourselves more with our relative inclination with target. Usually keeping it by about 0.05 is what I'd like to call top end. If we can get it lower than that, great. If not, oh well. Looks like we're on the top end for this. EFT is deployed and away, and we are going to boot the shuttle and get it into its orbital station keeping mode as we await for alignment with our target. We're just going to make sure our internal RCS tanks are locked, which they are not. You can see clearly some RCS being fired through the cargo bay. Everything here is completely normal. So there is our adjustment burn, bringing our apogee up so that we can actually make an approach to the station very, very slowly. And we finally do get an alignment of about 43 kilometers that we'll just dial down using RCS and maybe a little bit of a tip from Mech Jeb to give us which way we should fire the node, getting us to within 100 meters until I inevitably screw it up with RCS. But, you know, we're learning. Always learning. But there is our final approach in just a couple of minutes. We'll be about 150 meters off the bow. So we're going to get ourselves lined up to make this 78 some odd meter per second burn, which we will start on RCS more than a minute away, which accounts for almost 5 kilometers of range. A quick tap on the engines to kind of slow that down as we wait to make final approach, and just take a quick second or two to really appreciate the view. Time warping, of course, causing a little bit of a distortion and, you know, the space-time continuum of where we think things are. But since we're close enough now, we're in that weird spot where physics warp makes it move, actual warp makes it move forever. And so we're just going to take our approach nice and slow. We've only got about 4 meters per second, 5 meters per second to bleed off to make this rendezvous. And so we'll just let our approach happen nice and slow. Thankfully, we even came in on the correct side of the spacecraft to line up with that docking port very nicely. So a quick little burn on our RCS to bleed off that relative speed, and we will start to make our docking approach. Again, doing this very, very slowly because warping screws things up at these ranges. I don't know exactly how close you have to be before that time warp thing doesn't happen, but I want to say it's right at about 150 meters. It could be 250. I'm not sure. It's just part of the fun of working with the Kerbal Space Program 1.1.3, and our frame rate here was terrible. I've sped all of this footage up quite a lot just to make this more tolerable, but I think we're actually getting somewhere approaching 4 or 5 times actual recorded speed, maybe 16 times recorded speed, 4 times real speed, because we are operating at about a second per every 3. 3 seconds real time accounted for a second of game time, just to let you know how bad the frame rate gets on this sometimes. And yeah, all of that is just its part count and graphics. So yeah, there's that. And we are finally kind of lined up. So nice and gentle. We'll just scrape some paint off the docking port. It had way too much of it anyway. And before we'll just gently light ourselves up and boom, docked. And this will take a couple of seconds to consolidate the craft file onto a single core, in which the frame rate will deplete even more. But now that we're here, it is time to start actually building things, or assembling them, I should say. So we'll open up our cargo bay. The first thing we'll have to do is dock our engine plate adapter and get that all set and ready to go. So we'll make sure the fuel for both ends of its tug modules are unlocked and ready to deploy, and hopefully guide this thing in nice and smooth. You'll notice, yeah, we did chew up all the water on the station, so hopefully these water purifiers that we're bringing along will kind of help with some of that and refresh some of that wastewater into drinkable water again. And unfortunately, here's where I realize I've made a grave mistake. Yeah, our upper tug module is actually docked to the end of the cargo bay node and not to the engine plate adapter. So we are shy 1/2 of our maneuvering thrusters, which makes this whole thing incredibly off balance, which is, I don't know, adds to the challenge, makes it extra fun. No, it makes it terrible. It makes this whole thing just painstakingly awful. And as it turns out, the thrusters on the upper arms of our extensions here are not firing because enable crossfeed was not set. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of so that now we can at least have all of our thrusters firing. It doesn't really help with our balance all that much. And for other design considerations that I just very blatantly skipped over will become noticeably apparent very soon. So we're going to roll and get this adapter at least facing the correct way. It would be extra dumb if I docked it backwards or, you know, made more of a mockery of orbital construction than I already have. But we are approaching aft of our target, so we'll go ahead and set our docking port in. We're not going to control from that central docking port because that's just going to make the balance on this thing even worse than it already is, because it will just decide I have no thrusters on my right-hand side. So any attempt at moving fore or aft, dorsal or ventral, will result in a massive pitch and yaw problem. So it's already going to be bad, so why not just keep it as bad as it is instead of making it newly bad? And now we come across our second realization of things engineers should have accounted for, is that our RCS extension arms are too long to hit this docking target. Like, we can't even make an approach because those RCS ports that are helping keeping us stable by being the most forward thing ever are mucking it up. So we'll just eject 2 of them. One of them right into the side of a monopropellant tank, which was obviously the smartest decision that could be made. Well, we did get rid of some parts and probably freed up an extra quarter of a frame. So, there's that. That did kind of buckle us around a little bit, but we're going to push on. And I think, honestly, the best way to try to approach this situation is to get almost lined up and then pivot into place to achieve docking. But, you have to be even kind of lined up for that to be a thing. And since our arm is so much lighter, the ship is going to probably stay mostly stationary if we just kind of like apply pressure. But that was the theory. I wasn't sure how well it was going to work, and yeah, it turns out you need to be lined up on more than just one axis in order for docking to become a reality. So, and yeah, we have at least one more docking to pull off this stream, so I hope y'all are ready for more exciting adventures in Crash's worst nightmare, the most off-balance docking. I've ever attempted. But with a little bit of wiggle and a little bit of luck and a whole lot of patience and just, I don't know, things not being nearly as great as they could have been, and me just deciding to not even worry about the axis on which the thruster plate is aligned, we finally do get hard dock and lock. And actually, the alignment of all of this isn't all that bad. We might be a degree or two off with our life support canisters there on the side, but generally speaking, we're in a pretty good place. So yeah, we'll take a couple of screenshots of that. My screenshot game has been terrible lately, and for that I do apologize. Also, my mic placement has been terrible lately, and I will apologize in advance for that. So with the other two RCS extension booms ejected, we will now be moving along to dock our water purifiers to our one remaining empty port on the habitation module here. This one will thankfully go a whole lot better because we are actually fairly well balanced this time. And so things go a whole lot smoother with this docking than our previous one. The only question here is, will those RCS arms be, interfering? The answer was no, because that docking went super smoothly, and now here we are. And everything is looking much, much better. We're actually going to leave that docking tug attached for the time being. We do not have very many RCS control points on board this ship currently, and we will absolutely need them to help balance out what will inevitably be an uneven load. So before we stick around too much and let those greenhouses chew through all of our water, we are going to undock and fast forward around a few days until we get to a place where we can try to make our deorbit burn and try yet again for another runway landing. This one, I think we tried both coasts of Australia, or we tried the short coast of Australia. Now we're just going to try right for smack in the middle of Australia as our marker for deorbit burn. And there is a solid engine ignition. And now we approach problem number 2. We have this extra cargo tug sitting in here just throwing off ballast, and it's not attached correctly. So an engineer will just, Alan Elliott will step outside, kick it free with his space boot, and then secure the cargo bays for reentry, which is honestly always the most fun part of this. We're going to dump our excess nitrogen tetroxide and Aerozine 50 to keep ballast on the spacecraft. We've got all the fuel pumped as aft as possible so that we can maintain our nose up and create as much drag as possible, because it was right around this point that I kind of realized that I think we're going long. We are way, way, way too fast as we start to cross over the Gulf of California and on into Mexico. We're usually, well, I think by the numbers, we should be about 1 kilometer per second slower than what we are. Ablative thruster reports ablating. Struts in the cargo bay ablating, and yeah, I think to hit the runway we wanted to leave Mexico with about 5.5 kilometers per second, and we're currently at 6.5, so this is not looking very good. But for the rest of this landing, I will turn you over to old me live during the broadcast. Bingo. Bring it out of time warp. Let's level this out. Level it out and belly pan like a mofo. 5.3 kilometers per second across the ground. As soon as we're slow enough, we're going to start S-turning like crazy. Physics warping again. Oh, we're so fast. Dang it. Come on, get low, get low. What? Let's just start this off now. We need to divert. We need to divert drastically and now-ish. So I don't want to gain any more altitude. I just want to bleed speed without going into a tailspin, preferably. Out. Okay. It's working. Let's flatten the other way. Roll, 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 baby. Roll, roll, roll. Oh, no. We're going to clear Florida by lots and lots and lots, aren't we? I should just be diverting north and trying to pin this turn in and somewhere up the East Coast. No, do not go back to 0. Come on, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. 3 kilometers per second. You can do this, sweetheart. Yeah, there it is. Diverting south by a lot. If I could flat spin this son of a bitch right now, just to get rid of all this speed, I would. He says, and then it happens. Oh, good. Bring it back, sweetheart. Come on now. Don't fuck with me like this. Emergency drag maneuvers initiated. Hey, flamey effects. Do your thing. Nope, not that much. Just belly flop. Belly flop, please. Please, 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 belly flop. Okay, I'm fighting with it, but I'm gonna be real honest with you, I do not have control of the spacecraft. It's probably not. Oh, we're gonna pull as many G's as we possibly can right now. Probably, nope, that looks like Cape Canaveral, just based on things that I think I know. Down to 2 kilometers per second. Yeah, let's lose some altitude. Good, 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 good. All right, let's maybe get your nose into the wind. That would be great. Do a barrel roll. I'm sure that'll help. It can't hurt at this particular moment. We're going to try to spin this thing just like this. This is entirely intentional and not me losing control of the spacecraft as we attempt to bleed off speed for final approach. Where are we? Yep. Bring it back. Come on. All right. Brakes out. .500 meters per second. Find that prograde vector, sweet peas. Oh, crap. We are completely dry on RCS at 32 kilometers. This is just a bit high. Just a bit. Hello. How's it going, Pulsey? You know, look at the bright side. Everything is fine. There's prograde. Find it. Find it. Angle it in. Dive, sweetie. Yes. Yes. We are back to controlled flight in a straight downgular direction. Which is, you know what? Not too terrible. Let's make sure we got healthy roll control. Which yeah, okay, we do. I was looking for pitch deflection percentage. There we go. I'm super stupid today. Time to pull out of this dive crash. Cosmo, what are you doing? Diving. Obviously. Oh, come on! Fuck. Delete on close. No, do not delete on close. We want to leave the alarm. Close alarm. That son of a bitch. We used it all, look. We used it all. Not now, Cassini. Or that in Shrek's voice. Cosmo, where's your CS view? Where's your CS view? Alright. I can see the runway! A whole cockpit's worth. A whole cockpit's worth. Alright, everyone, we can see the runway! Perfect gamer, a Pixel Cat gamer. Wow, I butchered that like 4 times. Thank you very much for the follow. We can see the runway, y'all! Does SKS have the fork chutes? Nope. It has drag chutes for when you touch down. But none fork chutes. Don't jinx it, N9. That's what we're shooting for, Pixel Cat. Hopefully. In the first in a very, very, very long time. But our speed is looking good. Our distance to target is looking okay-ish. If we can keep this under control. Damn you, N9. Include separation charges and shoots for the cockpit. What could go wrong? We lose like 3 to 5 tons of cargo mass, I think. I'm gonna guess we're about on point. But I can't tell because of clouds. Alright, 2.2 kilometers up, 266 across the ground. We can't see any. I can't see anything either, so it's not just you. Yep, cloudy clouds. Oh man, we're making brisk speed. What a great day to be cloudy at Cape Canaveral. You son of a bitch. We're gonna have to like do braking S-turns at about 1 kilometer off the deck, aren't we? I could see it. Why can't I see it now? Please let me just see the runway. I just need to see where I'm going. Is that it? I can't tell. God, I can't see anything. Don't land on IKEA. No. Oh, I can see the runway. There it is. It's right. We are so lined up. Let's just pull some G's. We will hit the air brakes as necessary. Holy shit, we did it. This is the closest to Cape Canaveral we have ever come before. Crush IKEA. Alright, let's get the landing gear down and locked. 400 meters off the deck. Oh, we are low. That's okay, we got lots of speed. We can just float it on in. I'm so excited. We're so close. We're so close. Okay, you can do this, Crash. Don't wiggle it like that. 187 across the ground. 175 meters. Angle, 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 you son of a bitch. Too much angle. Bring it back, bring it back. Fishtail. Whoa, we're on the ground. Chutes deployed. Brakes, 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 brakes. Do not do that, or that, or that, or that, or that. Yes! Yes, you... Yes! Holy hell, that's it. Chutes are out. Chutes are cut. We are stopped. Runway. Oh, it's the golden unicorn, y'all. just give me a minute here to catch my breath, get my composure. Let's get this crew inside. Oh, with recovery crews deployed and the crew not having to take a very long bus ride to get back to Cape Canaveral this time, I'm going to take myself some celebratory screenshots, and we're going to recover the vessel. Now we're going to deal with that alarm, which was our Jovian Moon Surface Explorer number 5, trying to make its orbital insertion burn here at Jupiter. Yeah, we got the overheat bug again, which is why things are glowing weirdly. We're just like 6 minutes past the node, which is a whole lot of time when you're moving at low Jupiter orbit speeds, but we still managed to capture into orbit and then start setting our node for our inclination adjustment and hopefully our rendezvous and what might be an orbital capture at some point during this mission. We would like to combine them into a single node just to make things so much better for ourselves. I would like to not fail this contract again, I guess is the appropriate terminology, but that's going to be many days from now. So switching back to the VAB, we're going to accidentally pull off this wing section that we totally didn't mean to do, and now we're going to start building out fuel sections. We are going to ship the first few ones up completely fully fueled just to see what our boil-off rates will look like using a particular tank type with radiators, etc., etc. So picture this as just kind of a test bed to see what all of this will look like. So we can get the tank size out to about 5 meter. I have it at 6 here. We'll dial that back and then stretch it as far north as we can before bringing out a docking adapter and getting some thrusters built onto this thing. It will not carry its own independent thruster fuel. That will be supplied by the tug module. These are really just to help with rendezvous and docking, and once of course it's docked, it can use the spacecraft's fuel supply. So this needs to be filled with just liquid hydrogen. We're going to paint it shiny silver and get it under construction. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.